Hi friends, Evolving guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for following along with our collection journey. So today is a grand finale and kind of a farewell for now. I talked about on Monday that I am going to stop posting videos for the time being. It doesn't mean forever, but like I described on Monday, and I'll talk about this kind of as we go today, but I am going to do kind of a grand finale, kind of opening a little bit of everything. As you can see here, I do want to go out with a bang. So my last kind of loose pack of Evolving Skies, we are going to open at the very end. We're going to save this for last. I also am going to open some Sword and Shield. These are my remaining loose packs of Fusion Strike and Chilling Reign. In case I haven't shown you, I do have just like a set of loose packs. You can see it's a pretty decent collection. Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet are all in there. Anything older than that I keep in a separate location. And those ones I'm not tempted to open, but you know, these are packs that I compile or have kind of built up in part because of the channel and in part because of my daily opening, which I also think I'm going to suspend at the end of this month. I checked back and looked at it. Actually has literally been a year. I started on October 1st of last year, and I've been opening packs, a single pack a day, every day for the last year. It's not technically all of this calendar year because I'm going to stop at the end of September. But anyway, I think that's another maybe kind of a natural ending point. So I'm going to open these packs. I'm going to save these till the end. I'm still chasing cards in Chilling Reign, Fusion Strike, and of course Evolving Skies. And so we're going to open those toward the end. These are all the loose packs I have of those particular sets. Now we're going to open some other stuff. I actually have a Kleavor V-Star box here that I've been trying to sell. It's ripped, as you can see here, so it's going to be less valuable for people who want it as a sealed thing. So I'm just going to rip it, and we're going to open the packs. Well, I'm going to open the Fusion Strike packs inside. The other packs I don't need for master sets. That's kind of been a guiding principle of this channel, has been we're master set builders. I'm a master set builder. I've been trying to build a master set of every set, beginning with the start of Sword and Shield. And, we've done pretty well. We're just missing a handful of cards from the entire Sword and Shield block. But, of course, the ones we're missing are, in most cases, really in all cases at this point, are kind of the chase cards. And so I'll show you this Kleavor V-Star box. I bought this a long time ago. I do have a seal collection with various products, and this was just a box. I'm trying to skinny up my seal collection a little bit. And this was a box because, Fusion Strike is a decent set, of course, but otherwise this isn't a especially desirable product, I would say. And so I was trying to sell it at a couple card shows recently, and it didn't sell. And I could try to sell it on eBay, but with the rip, it might be a little less valuable. This doesn't have, I feel like market price on this is not super crazy right now. So I'm just going to rip it as kind of in honor of my final opening. So we've got some stuff in here. We still have these old, we got full arts. We got the code. There you go if you want that. All right, we've got the Kleavor V-Star and the Kleavor V Full Art. These are Sword and Shield promo cards. I don't know what the value of these are. I'll try to resell them if I can. I don't need them for our master set binder because we do have these already. It does come with this cool pin. Not bad. Again, I'll probably try to move that as well. The V-Star marker, the jumbo card. These are all things that I sell at a vendor mall in my area. I'm also thinking about stopping that because I just don't have maybe the stuff I need to keep it going. I don't buy things just to sell there. It's just really a way to kind of move along things, like these things in this collection box that I don't necessarily need personally. So 2 more Fusion Strike packs. We're going to put those. We've got our stack here of packs. We're going to just toss these there. So we'll come back to the Sword and Shield stuff at the end. But anyway, I kept, as I kind of reflect on having the channel for over a year and a half, and again, I'm not going to delete it or anything. The other stuff we're going to open is I have some Black Bolt and White Flare sitting around, so I want to open some of that. We're just going to open a little bit of everything I do. I'm not even close to master sets there. It's a pretty new set. I also have some Surging Sparks booster bundles I'm going to open. I've got 2 of them sitting here. These came in, I was able to get in a pre-order or an online order of the Costco bundles for Surging Sparks, so it comes with 1 ETB and 1 booster bundle. So anyway, so I'm just going to open some stuff. I'm going to talk, kind of reflect on my experience with the channel, on the state of the hobby, on kind of whatever comes to mind, and do some final opening as I sort of, again, put the channel on ice, at least for now. So booster bundles, yeah, these, whoops. All right, I apparently opened that backwards because they all just dumped out the bottom. So anyway, like I said, part of that, the channel has evolved over time. I probably will take at some point I'll take, a time to look back at all the different things. I think when I started, I had a vision for kind of really being for parents like myself. I mean, I came into the hobby because my son got into it, and, I didn't know anything about Pokemon. I was kind of a little, there's a Drayton. Oh, that's an SIR. I don't think we need this one. I'm pretty sure, I know we don't need this one, but hey, what a good start. There's your code. I'll toss that off. All right, look at that. Good. I know we'll probably run out of space here, but we can keep our, look at that. Maybe that's a good omen. Kind of a nice way to send off the channel, an SIR pull. If we pulled the Pikachu, we still need 3 cards for this set. It's the Pikachu SIR, and then there's a couple others I can't remember offhand. Hey, look at that. 2 hits in a row. There's a nice box. Anyway, I think my initial vision for the channel was just kind of thinking about more of an educational channel for parents. People, I do some Pokemon events at local bookstores for kids and for parents, and I love those conversations with parents who just don't know anything about the hobby, and I can really just help orient them and talk about, how to check values of cards and just, help teach the game if they want to learn how to play the TCG. And so kind of initially I had this vision of a channel more based around that, and I did a couple of my early videos are educational, but they're still DIY. They're kind of just single shot, no edits, just hey, this is what the set symbols mean, or this is what, there's another, but I think there's another channel, Sleeve No Card Behind, who kind of in a sense is doing a much better job of what I had in mind, is just kind of some about the history and some about the cards, and just a more educational based channel. And so, I don't know, and it just takes a lot of time and energy to put, his videos are very nicely produced. And not that there's not room on the internet for more than one channel that has a similar MO. I also was doing just kind of I think I had a vision for the perspective of an average collector. I mean, I'm probably not average in some respects, but just because I'm not I feel like I'm average just because I don't get Pokemon doesn't send me boxes of products in advance, and they don't pay for me to go to events. Come on, let's get focus here. I'm not a kind of a high profile, creator. And there was maybe some, of course, like anyone who starts a channel, you don't want it to you don't want nobody to watch your channel. I wasn't sure. I kind of tried to, I think, approach it with an open mind, but, of course, wouldn't it be great if, if the channel blew up and Pokemon wanted to pay to send me the events or to send me product in advance and that sort of thing. And I don't have distribution. I don't sell. I don't have a card store. I'm not let's see, do this in the right way. There we go. So yeah, I'm, part of the hope was just average collector guy, talking about my journey. And initially, I mean, it's just crazy how the hobby has changed. I've talked about this on the channel before, but my first kind of series of videos, we opened an entire booster box case of Temporal Forces, which I got for $600. So it's about $100 a booster box. I mean, that's still a huge investment. Not everyone has $600 to spend on Pokemon cards, but it was kind of as an experiment. And it just, reminds you of the days when oh, there's something peeking out. It just reminds you of the days when that was even a thing. Jasmine's Gaze. All right. Ultra rare. Not as exciting, but that's okay. So that was part of it. I just look back, and then I would do Master Set Mondays, and we'd open a booster box, an entire booster box. And on Thursdays, I would post a video with a PowerPoint presentation of tallying our hits and just kind of, with the idea that, instructing the average collector of kind of what you could expect. But that's just, part of the way things have changed, obviously. And what is going on with my focusing? Well, I'll tell you if I get a hit. There's a Milotic EX. I mean, that's another thing. I just, if I'm really going to do this, I should probably up my game. I've just been doing the DIY. I just don't have time to do highly edited videos, and I don't have those skills, and to learn those skills takes time and energy. And so I just decided that I was going to just kind of do the DIY. There are some successful channels that have this DIY approach, kind of single shot, little edits. So I took some inspiration from that. There's precedent for everything on the internet, right? There are successful channels that do the kinds of things that I was thinking about doing. There are successful channels that, have the DIY approach. And I don't know, I think I moved away from some of those educational videos. Just those are hard to do, and mine weren't maybe the highest quality compared to some others out there. And that was fine. I kind of moved into just tracking my collection journey, which was also fun and fine. There's what I was finding, what I was buying, where I was picking things up. And And, even that has changed, because it's so hard to find product now. And, opening product is actually just, like I said, I bought an entire booster box case, like no problem finding it, no problem, affording it in the relative sense. Like it was $600, and that was 6 weeks of content, one booster box a week, kind of tracking what we pulled. It wasn't the high volume that some channels, but that wasn't our goal, right? Is just to like kind of, open some cards and see what we got. And, now like, you can't even get a booster box of Destin Rivals for $600, right? It's just like ridiculous. And I have a couple. That's my collecting has changed too. I used to be a sealed collector, and I kind of still am, but the value proposition on that has changed so radically. That's another thing. It's just like, I can find product. I don't want to be like kind of sour grapes and just complaining. Like I hustle and I have resources, and I think it's not like I literally don't have cards to open. I'm obviously opening cards right now, some of which I had from before, but some of which I've gotten more recently. I think it does take a little bit of energy and effort, and having a flexible schedule at times. I still miss things. I missed the Pokemon Center drop for Phantasmal Flames or whatever the next set is. So I totally missed that. I was at work and just was busy, and then checked my email at 11 a.m., get online for the first time in the day, and it dropped 3 hours ago, and there's like no chance of me getting it. So come on now. Hey, Braviary, that's good. I think we need that one. We need like most of them. I don't know why my phone just doesn't like, if I can do something to like get just the right, maybe I need to be further away. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, it's just the value proposition has changed. I never did a video. I always planned a video that was going to say the only video about sealed investing that you ever need to watch, and I never did it. But I think, my MO with sealed investing was kind of like, buying and holding, a diversified portfolio of stocks, like in the form of mutual funds, just where you buy a cross-section of the market. I think my approach to sealed, once I started collecting sealed, was just to have a little bit of everything of each set. I wasn't trying to pick and choose winners. I did get away from collection buy, and I was really focused on just products. There's I think it's just a regular. I was really focused on just the sets, so I wasn't collecting every collection box or every tin. I did that a little bit at the beginning, and then quickly realized like you can't keep up with that, and also some of that stuff, it takes up a lot of space, and there's some of those are worth more than others or whatever. So I just kind of went to the approach of just with every main series set, and especially with every main series set, just to have a little bit of each kind of product that comes out with that set. So just like a couple booster boxes, if I can get the Pokemon Center ETB, which that's a whole nother story. It used to be that, those were just listed forever. I have sealed cases of a bunch of those, like going back a ways, back when you could get sealed cases like with no effort or struggle, and now it's just like you have to be on the ball and get it right away. And they're limiting it, of course, which they should limit the number. That's great, but I've missed some of the drops, and it's kind of hit and miss now if I'm just, online on the right day at the right time. And so that's a little frustrating that, it used to be those Pokemon Centers, they just hung around on the website for a while, for days, weeks, even months sometimes. It was not really a big deal to grab those. So anyway, my philosophy was just like with each set to have a couple, have a few booster boxes, to have a couple ETBs, to have some 3-pack blisters, some single-pack blisters, just to kind of get a well-rounded of each set. It didn't matter if it's Rebel Clash or Evolving Skies, just get some of each set, and then just, sit back, kind of buy and hold strategy. And, and that has worked well for me as far as sealed stuff goes. And then as far as singles, I've just been chasing these master sets. I don't grade cards, or haven't yet, so I'm getting some of those. Getting definitely some of those. All right, so those are my 2 3-pack blisters. I do have some more boxed black and white that I picked up kind of early in black and white when it first came out. Wasn't sure how hard it would be to find stuff, and so I grabbed what I could. I feel like these are, I don't know, I do have one local game store that seems to have these in stock, and you can get them for decent pricing. So yeah, so, and I'm not going to get, as far as buying and holding, like with these specialty sets, when you just have, the specialty sets are a little different because the products are different, but you can't keep a booster box of you know, Prismatic Evolutions because they don't have those, but I did still try to have like, you know, some ETBs, and I used to collect all the ultra premium collections and try to have some of those in my seal, but you know, those are, I've never seen a prismatic one for anything near MSRP, so I'm not gonna like pay out the nose. That's how it's changed. It used to be just like, I remember like price shopping. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about. I remember, you know, back in the early, even Sword and Shield and early Scarlet and Violet, I would actually go website to website, and you could actually not just like hope to get something. There was stuff available all over the place. You just actually comparison shop, like who has the cheapest this or who has the cheapest that, so you could kind of piece it together, and you could get like, you know, get good value, good deals on things. And so now, of course, it's just such a different game. So yeah, I might be stepping back from seal collecting. I'm still going to buy stuff if I can find it, but I'm not going to bend over backwards or go out of my way to fill some sort of quota that I've set up. Like I need 2 booster boxes of each set. I mean, that was for a long time. I was collecting 2 booster boxes of each set. You know, but now, I mean, you know, Mega Evolutions is coming out, and, you know, booster boxes will probably never be below MSRP for that set. I guess I did have something in there. You know, they're never going to be below MSRP, and like with Destined Rivals, I don't know if they were ever below like $200 or $300. So it's just kind of hard to justify that. I mean, it probably is a good investment if you're thinking of it in that way. Like, yes, it's more, but it's still going to go up, and you know, it's probably, but it's just not where I'm at. I'm not going to be spending thousands of dollars on each set just to kind of get Jellicent EX. I think we do need that. I think, so yeah, so I'm going to, you know, starting with Mega Evolutions, it's kind of a nice break in the hobby. It's starting a new era, a new series, a new, you know, expansion or whatever you call it. So, you know, it's a good time for me maybe to recalibrate. I have all the stuff I have from Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet. I've, you know, hustled to get certain things. Hey, Volcarona. I think we do need that. A couple more hits, another those. All right, I also have some poster collections up here. I'm going to break into some of those. Again, this is just kind of an open everything, talk about whatever. I want to be mindful of the time on my... I will run out of space. Got the poster in this guy, which I give those away to kids. Here's the packs. We'll dump those out. We've got the 3 promo cards that we don't need to spend any time looking at. So anyway, yeah, it's interesting with this kind of new moment, this new expansion. I think I'm going to, you know, just scale back on my seal collecting because it's kind of unattainable for a lot of us. It's just much more expensive. It's a different value proposition than it used to be. And that's also part of why maybe stepping back from the channel is, you know, it's been fun, and it really has been, like, at times it really has been life-giving, and it guides my collecting, it guides my opening. I sit on a lot of product, and I don't actually have much trouble like resisting opening it. I know some people were like, how could you just have like all those packs just sitting there? And I don't know, for me it's not too, I mean, a lot of it's because I have master sets of most of those, and so there's no really point. I know that the chances of pulling something valuable are pretty small, and it's kind of a losing proposition. Like I'll do it for the dailies on my channel, but but yeah, I don't know. It's like having the channel has sort of, it's been a nice structure. It's provided a nice like weekly and monthly structure to my opening and to my hobby and my collecting, and kind of thinking about, you know, what I can do for the channel. And it, you know, a lot of the stuff I would have done anyway, but I think stepping away from the channel, one is a time thing. I mean, I'm really busy in my regular life right now. It's a busy time with work and with family and with other things. And so, you know, it will be, I think, in some ways a bit of a relief. I will probably miss it. My wife asked me if I would miss it, and I said probably I will miss it at times, but actually I don't actually think I'll miss it too much. Not because I didn't enjoy it in the moment, but because I think just not having, there are those times where you're just like, oh, when am I going to fit in time to record? There's another poster collection. When am I going to fit in time to record? Maybe we'll open this and then jump into the Sword and Shield packs. All right, we'll jump out. So, yeah, it'll just be nice not to have to, you know, figure out when I'm going to find time to record, or just realize that, oh, I need to do a daily, and fit that in. And I don't know, it'll just be nice to kind of step away from that and just not have that other thing on my list of things to do. And also there is like practical, I mean, there's also the hope that like, I'm just curious to see, I'm trying to spend less on Pokemon, just like rein it in and be a little more structured with what I buy. And so, yeah, so that's also, I think, just, I mean, a lot of this stuff maybe I would buy anyway. I'm an avid collector and opener and chaser of things. And so we'll see, but I do kind of hope that like by stepping back from the channel, and I really think, I think starting with Mega Evolution, Mega Evolution is going to be an interesting set. I mean, for me to try out some of this new stuff. It's pre-release. I mean, it comes out, actually, the day this video drops is like the day that Mega Evolution officially releases. Of course, you may know that stores that do events can sell stuff starting on Monday. So I've already picked up some Mega Evolutions from my local store that I had pre-orders for, and I was able to get pre-orders from the Pokemon Center, which are on the way, which is exciting, including the exclusive ETBs. But I'll be honest, like, I don't know if I'm going to open any of it. I mean, just because it just doesn't make sense, right? Like, if you can get your hands on a booster box for, like, around MSRP, which I'm glad places charge around MSRP for booster boxes. All right, we've opened 12 packs of Surging Sparks. I've opened, I don't know how many packs of Black and White as I'm just, like, rambling here. And now we've got this big stack. We're going to leave Evolving Skies for last. And maybe Chilling Reign. Well, I know... Yeah, we'll do Chilling Reign first. I am still chasing 3 cards, and is it 3 or 2? Maybe just 2 cards in Chilling Reign. Anyway, of course, the chances of pulling him are almost 0, but these are loose packs that are sitting around, and packs are for opening, right? So at least loose packs are. So, yeah, anyway, I was just saying that, yeah, with Mega Evolutions, my first thought is I'm going to see it's not like a goal to not open a single pack of Mega Evolutions. I'd love to open... Oh, right. Well, it's a good code. You saw that. I have to, like, refresh my memory about opening 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. Did I do that right? It's been a minute since I've opened Sword and Shield. But anyway, oh, yeah, I did not do that correctly because there's my hit, the Zarude. Oh, there's the Gengar. That's a cool reverse. We'll take that. All right, I'll try to remember. Maybe I'll focus, less talking, more focus on how to open Sword and Shield packs again. All right, so I'll pull that out. There's the code if you guys want it. And then it's 1, 2, make sure I'm counting properly, 3, 4, and then 2 to the back, and then like that. So we'll see if I did it correctly. I think that's right. Anyway, yeah, with Mega Evolutions, like, if you can get your hand on sealed product for a reasonable price, I mean, it's not, I'm not going to flip it or scalp it or sell it. It just doesn't make sense. Like, I was able to get, in the end, I'll have 2, just a regular rare. I have 2 booster boxes of, you have Mega, by Friday, by the time this video comes out, I should have 2 booster boxes of Mega Evolution in hand. One from a local game store as a pre-order for a reasonable price, and then one at MSRP from the Pokemon Center. And, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, I don't know what they're going for, $300? I mean, it just doesn't make sense to open a booster box, even though I have a couple. And I would love to, like, in the past, I would rip through those. Okay, well, it says storage low, so I'm going to... nothing there. All right, last Chilling Reign. Can we pull anything? I don't know. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I might just, like, if I can get my hands on stuff for reasonable prices, maybe I will just, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I can get my hands on stuff for reasonable prices. Oh, I did that wrong. There's the Weavile. Anyway, we did get a hit, but not anything. All right. I'm just aware that my phone is yelling at me that I'm running out of storage space, which is also like a constant problem because I record this on my personal phone. All right, so 1, 2. This is not going to have anything because that is not a good code. Got a Blissey regular rare. So anyway, yeah, with Mega Evolutions, like the incentive is just not to open it. You know, if I get my hands on any sealed product, and I'm just going to go my local game store. They rip a bunch of it to get singles, and so I have access. Kind of, they just have a bulk box, and so, you know, I'll just like go there. I'll buy all the commons and uncommons. Grimmsnarl, that is a hit, but not a good hit. I'll go to them. I'll buy all, but basically I'll buy the entire master set of singles, right? Of course, if I can, once I, you know, if I have enough sealed stuff that I want for my personal collection, Drillbur, and hey, a hit, an Appleton V, nothing exciting there. Oh yeah, I'll make sure you guys have that. But we have 4 more packs to open, 3 Fusion Strike, and then the Evolving Skies to end. But anyway, yeah, it's been a journey. It's been a good experience. No complaints at all. If it had taken off and gone gangbusters, this channel, like, you know, that would have been awesome. And, you know, maybe I'll recalibrate and come back. Toxtricity, that is a hit, but not a good hit. Oh, yeah. So we'll see. I think it might be good just to step back, take a deep breath, kind of see how it affects my collecting, see how it affects my spending, see how it affects my time. Maybe I'll miss it, and maybe I'll have this, you know, with the pressure to kind of post all the time, it's sometimes hard to innovate or evaluate like how I'm doing or if I want to do things differently. Oh my gosh, no way! Is that serious? Oh my goodness, that was sitting in there this whole time. That is the card I need for this set. Oh my gosh, what an amazing way to end the channel's life is to pull that card. Oh my gosh, no way. That is amazing. I will open the last 2 packs, but woo. Oh my gosh, that is nuts. Nuts. We pulled it. I'll come back to it. Oh my goodness, that is... So see, this is the kind of moments you get on camera that it's not going to be on camera. All right, Evolving Skies. Oh my goodness, does that look good? I don't know. It looks pretty nice. Wow. Yeah, I should get a sleeve, huh? I have sleeves right here. Woo, these are the kind of moments I will miss. This is a really fun note to end on. Oh, that's a bent up sleeve. Let's pick a sleeve that's not bent. Oh my gosh, everyone. Obviously, this is not planned or scripted. This is a clean sleeve. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness gracious. That's my best Sword and Shield pull ever. It looks pretty nice. I mean, maybe it's slightly off top to bottom, but oh my gosh, catch my breath. Well, these are the kind of moments I will miss. It's fun. I've opened a lot of packs with you guys. Thanks for following. That is just absolutely bonkers. Hey, let's see, can we double it up? But anyway, I'm interested to step back and just to see how it feels, how life feels, and then maybe I'll come back and maybe I won't, but I'm going to continue to collect. My collecting might change. What I buy for sealed might change. How I build master sets might change. Let's pull that out. There's my Evolving Skies. All right, last pack. We've already had like way tons of magic today. That is insane to pull that card. But thanks for following. For those who have watched, who will watch, who watch this video, go back and watch other videos. I mean, my most popular video almost hit 10,000 views. So, you know, I had a few really successful videos, but most of them did not do very well. And so, you know, that's also makes it easier to step away. And yeah. All right. Oh, Pikachu. That's a nice way to almost end. Hey, Garbodor VMAX. We did get a hit from Evolving Skies, but oh my gosh, that is just nuts. Look at that Espeon VMAX. Woo! All right. Well, thank you guys for following the channel. For those who have, or if this is your first video, go back and watch the old ones. And yeah, we'll see. Maybe I will do more in the future or maybe not, but I wish you all the best in your collecting. Thanks for following my collecting journey, which will continue on my own. But anyway, appreciate it. Appreciate, yeah, this opportunity. Thanks for sharing Pokemon with me. And yeah, reach out if you can or want to make a comment. Otherwise, yeah, we'll catch you sometime. All right. Take care. Peace.